The 2016 United States presidential election in Oregon was held on November 8, 2016, as part of the 2016 general election in which all 50 states plus the District of Columbia participated. Oregon voters chose electors to represent them in the Electoral College via a popular vote pitting the Republican Party's nominee, businessman Donald Trump, and running mate Indiana Governor Mike Pence against Democratic Party nominee, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and her running mate, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. On May 17, 2016, in the presidential primaries, voters expressed their preferences for the Democratic, Republican and Constitution parties' respective nominees for president. The Green primary was on May 21 and the Libertarian primary was on May 27, with the Independent primary on July 18. The registered members of each party only voted in their party's primary, while voters who were unaffiliated were unable to vote. The Democratic candidate has won Oregon in every election since 1988. Hillary Clinton continued the Democratic tradition in Oregon, carrying the state with 50% of the vote, a slightly reduced margin from President Obama in 2012. Donald Trump received 39% of the vote, but did achieve a notable feat in carrying Columbia County, becoming the first Republican to win that county since Herbert Hoover in 1928. Background: the incumbent President of the United States, Barack Obama, a Democrat and former U.S. Senator from Illinois, was first elected president in the 2008 election, running with former Senator Joe Biden of Delaware, defeating the Republican nominee, Senator John McCain of Arizona, with 52.9% of the popular vote and 68% of the electoral vote. Following his second term, President Obama is not eligible for another re-election. In October 2015, Obama's running mate and two-term Vice President Biden decided not to enter the race for the Democratic presidential nomination either, with their terms expiring on January 20, 2017. The electorate is asked to elect a new president, the 45th President and 48th Vice President of the United States, respectively. Political landscape in Oregon. Besides Lyndon Johnson's landslide victory in 1964, the Republican Party's candidate won Oregon in every year from 1948 through 1984. Since then, however, the Democratic candidate has carried the state in every election, including a narrow victory in the 2000 election. The last statewide election won by a Republican candidate was in the 2002 Senate election. All statewide elected officials as of Election Day were Democrats, and Barack Obama defeated Mitt Romney by 12.09% in the 2012 election. Primary elections. Democratic primary. The 74 delegates from Oregon were allocated in this way. 41 delegates were allocated based on the popular vote in each congressional district, with District 2 split. District 2 was split because of its size, with District 2A including the northern part of the district and 2B containing the southern part of the district. Another 20 delegates were allocated proportionally based on the statewide popular vote. The state also had 13 superdelegates. Green primary. Libertarian primary. Independent Party of Oregon primary. The Independent Party held a primary election on July 18. The party's ballot included Bernie Sanders, D. Hillary Clinton, D. Donald Trump, R. Ted Cruz, R. John Kasich, R. Gary Johnson, L. Jill Stein, G. and none of these candidates' choice. General election. Polling results. The image above represents the results of the 2016 U.S. presidential election in Oregon. The pie graphs in each county represent the share of the electorate that each county possessed. Hillary Clinton carried the state, lengthening the Democratic streak in Oregon to 8 straight contests. Results by county.